Hi, and welcome to my channel. Today I will be going over how I did Project Life week 34 using my Studio Calico documenter kit. Now you'll see two pieces of 12 by 12 cardstock, and I've drawn out what the type A page protector looks like because I find that it's easier for me to work on the cardstock than at the actual page protectors. And you'll see I do a lot of moving around, so this does make it easier for me. Now, I always date the back of the pictures, and I kind of like to keep them in chronological order, even if it may not work color-wise. So now I put the pictures down where I think they're going to go. I'm looking through the 3x4 cards, and I picked that green one and some other ones for the Otherhood movie that I watched. I usually go by the 3x4 cards first and try to fill in the holes there and look for journaling cards or quotes that I like. And usually it takes me a little while to go through it. Actually, this is probably the longest part for me, trying to figure out which cards to use. And Studio Calico has such great cards that it makes it hard to choose which ones to use. The thing I like about that is that they all go together, so you don't have to really think that hard. Now I'm going by the 4x6 pictures, and I'm going to use it in a 4x6 square. I like to work from the left page to the right page, and that gives me more space. I like the tonic guillotine to cut my photos, and you'll see I have to keep that scrap there because I have the date of the photos on that piece that I just cut out. I always like to date my photos, and I also did the print and cut of the labels that goes with this kit. I buy it from the Studio Calico website, and then I print and cut using my Silhouette. I'll use the StazOn black ink to date everything and the Felicity Jane date stamp. I'll link all the products that I use down below. So I like to journal a lot because I have a bad memory, so whatever I can, I do like to write down. And on this particular one, I wrote breakfast at Broken Yolk while littles are gone. I have 4 kids, and we call the 2 little ones the littles and the 2 older ones the bigs. So now I'm working on the picture of my daughter, and this is on her first day of pre-K. She started a week earlier than my boys, so she was at school and my son was at a play date that morning, so the 2 bigs and I got to go out to eat. It's always nice going out with just 2 children. You realize how easy it is to have 2 children instead of 4. So now this journal card, I'm going to be writing about the little Frigidaire fridge that I purchased for my bathroom. And here I write, someday I'd like to have a dedicated space just for vanity and storage for my makeup. In the meantime, this is the little fridge is in my washroom for beauty products. And in there I have things like my face cream, some masks and such, and eye balm and all those things in there. And I love having it right there on my counter in my bathroom so I can reach in there and use whatever products I want. Next, I'm going to be looking at the picture on the right and the picture on the left. The picture on the left has my son, my second son. He's so goofy, but he's shy at the same time, and he has his hat covering his face. We have others in the car with us, and he is just being goofy, super goofy. And I could not remember what he kept saying while he had that hat over him, over his face. So I left that part blank, and I'm going to ask my son what he was saying and write that quote down in that small space right above the date stamp. Now the one on the right is the same son, and I was talking to Christian, that's his name, my second son, that it's okay to be sad, that it's not something that you should try not to show. It's okay to be sad, just stay with it and don't run from it, because the further you try to run from being sad, it'll still be there, it won't go away. So that's something I learned with my meditation practice. Now I'm looking through whatever the other things that came in the Studio Calico kit, and I think I want to use the stamp. And the one I'm using, it says 1 day at a time, and I'm going to use the StazOn ink for that. And I practice on a scratch piece of paper before I stamp it on that picture with my son. I always like to clean off my stamps before I put them away, because if I don't clean them off and put them away right when I use them, they won't get cleaned and then I'll lose part of the stamp. So I look at the rest of the stamps and decide there's nothing there that I want to use, but I want to use these chipboard hearts. And I try to do the rules of three, and that includes both page protectors, but this time I only used two. I used one on my daughter going to preschool, and I put it so that the bottom of the heart I had to cut off the bottom. And then the other one is I put it with my little fridge in my washroom. Now I have to cut a little bit of the side off because the 3x4 cards are not true 3x4 in the page protectors. So I cut a little bit out. Now there's a movie called Otherhood on Netflix, and my girlfriends were like, Pearl, you have to go watch this show, because I tell my kids, when you guys are older, you're going to want to call me once a week, because you don't want me to show up on your door to see if you're alive, and I will come unannounced if you stop calling me. And this movie talks about how their kids don't call them on Mother's Day and what happens when they go visit their kids unannounced. So funny. They took my idea and ran with it and made a movie out of it. So I wrote, many of my friends said I have to watch Otherhood because of what I tell my kids. Call me once a week and I won't show up unannounced. That's what I wrote with the date. Always the date on both the picture and the journaling card. Next, I'm changing my cards. I don't know what I want to use, but I know I need to do some journaling. So I go through the 3x4 cards for what, third or fourth time. I decide to put the card that says learn something new every day on the right side of the 3x4s. Now I'm looking for a journaling card. Now this journaling card, I wrote, Kaya is obsessed with Frankie Grande on Henry Danger the Musical. She's got the script memorized as well as all the actions. Musical theater, here she comes. Now she's memorized that all the songs and the actions from this musical, and it's so funny because in that picture she's like, oh no, with the attitude, and I'm like, oh no, you're only 5, you can't have that already. But I wanted to document that, how obsessed she is with this musical, and I of course date that. I took that picture of Frankie Grande and the musical as an image off of Google. So I just wanted to put that in there. Now on the top one, I just went ahead and put the date. Now the picture on the right is this picture of my son blow drying his hair. This is my oldest son, and I write on the label, after his haircut today, Zach asked for a blow dryer to start styling his hair. I guess he's 12 and he's getting to the age where he is starting to be concerned about his appearance, if he matches or not, and I wanted to document that this is his first time that he's asking for a blow dryer. It's so weird to see my boys grow that way because I have 3 boys and a little girl. So of course I had to document that. I write that and I date stamp that one. And I like to always have the label coming off the picture with a staple, and I'll put all the links down to the products I used. Now this picture is a picture of my son, my 3rd son, trying to use my eyelash curler. I walked into my room and I caught him trying to curl his eyelashes, and it just cracked me up. I guess they see me using my makeup products a lot, so they want to try it too. So this one I again have the label come off the page and I stapled that down. Now I have the 2 bottom pages left. This is my son's 8th birthday. This is my 3rd son. And to document that he's 8, I just used the letter stickers that came in the kit, and I spelled out the number 8. I'm going to put that on the right hand corner of the picture of the cake with the candles. and he was very specific about what he wanted for his birthday. All he requested was Chuck E. Cheese and an Oreo ice cream cake for his birthday. Now I have this thing with my kids because I have four. I don't want to throw four parties every year, and I'm trying to teach my kids gratitude. So what we do is for every birthday, the kid gets to decide if they're going to get a big gift, we get to go somewhere, or they have a birthday party. And this year he decided he wanted a big gift, and so he got a Nintendo Switch, and he got that a little bit early while we were traveling. So, and that is how I thought I was going to finish the 2-page spread, but alas, no. I realized as I was going through and putting the pictures and cards into the page protectors that I forgot to label that this was week 34. And you'll see here that in a bit that I'm going to go back. Oh, here I'm putting the chipboard stickers down, and I put 3 down on the right hand side, 1 by my daughter, 1 with my son using the eyelash curler, and 1 of me and my son at Chuck E. Cheese. He asks for Chuck E. Cheese almost every year. It's crazy because they get to pick where we are going to have dinner. So I go to the top picture, and I don't like how they're all, the 2 are next to each other to make a 4x6. So I cut the picture down of my daughter so that it's smaller than the 4x6. And then I cut the picture with Frankie Grande so it doesn't have all the wording down in the bottom. And I'm just going to glue that down onto a 4x6 card and date it. After I do that, then I think, oh, where else do I need to put some more chipboard stickers, or what other elements do I want to use from the kit? So I'm going to go through all the embellishments again, which is really nice to have a limited supply. Then you don't go off into your own supplies and spend more time looking through things instead of just using what you've got in front of you. I looked through the stamp set, and there's one that says Life Right Now, and I'm going to use that and stamp that on the picture of my son blow drying his hair. I use a StazOn ink, and I always do a sample stamp on a piece of scratch paper, and then I stamp that onto the photo. Cleaning my stamp again, and then I have to put it away so I don't lose the stamp. I'm looking to see if there's anything else that I can use, and I decide, no. So here's where I think that I'm done. I think I'm done with the double page spread of my week 34, and I'm trying to make it look pretty here. So there you have it, and I'm pointing to that picture of my son with his hat covering his face, because I'm going to put that quote down once I talk to him. I'm going back to the asterisk stickers, and I decide I'm going to put them someplace. I put it on the otherhood photo, one with my son by the label. And again, looking and thinking about the rule of thirds, I have 3 on the right hand side, and I didn't put any. Oh no, I put 1 or 2, 1, 2 on the left hand side. I like odd numbers too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 asterisk stickers on the double page. And here I think I'm done. But no, when I'm putting my cards away, I realize I didn't label that this was week 34. I'm kind of type A that way. I like to have everything labeled, even though, because I don't have the date range on there, even though I do put the date on every card or photo. So I use an very old Amy Tangerine stamp set, and that says week 34, and I'm going to stamp that using the StazOn ink, do it on my scratch piece of paper again, and then decide, okay, that's not going to work with the StazOn, so I use a different stamp set, a stamp ink, to ink that so it's clearer. Clean that off, put that away, and now I'm done. Here's my week 34. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.